Hello, today's topic will be about audio node loudspeakers. They are regarded by many audiophiles as the most natural speakers, the most realistic that they ever heard, and they heard all the high-end models, or at least most of them, and they still say that audio node is hard to compare to anything else. So what could be the case here? Why they say, why they claim these things? Let's dive in. What can be the reasons for this? And these are very simple speakers, two-way, one woofer, which is not that big, one dome tweeter, a simple cabinet. They come in many models, but the differences are basically in the size of the cabinet and the type of the driver. Some of them are made from hemp, but these speakers violate many so-called golden rules of how to design a speaker, and I have listed them here. So it is a rectangular cabinet with many sharp edges. It's not a round shaped, it's not a fancy shape, it's just a very normal cabinet. It's not a point source, so the tweeter is not inside of the mid-range, or it's not also an MTM configuration where the tweeter is placed between two mid-range drivers. There is a crossover here between woofer and tweeter, and some audiophiles say that the best construction is without a crossover or active crossover, but here they do employ a crossover, of course, and they have to. And also the tweeter is not the latest technology tweeter. It's not AMT. It's not ribbon, it's just a soft dome, very simple. It's not also surrounded by felt or some type of pads like Wilson Audio does, or Dantech. It's just a normal driver without anything. It's not open baffle, it's a box speaker. Woofer is 8-inch, so above around 1500 hertz it beams. It's not it doesn't have a wide dispersion, and here the crossover is probably from 2500 to 3000 hertz. I mean, I don't know, they don't specify this, but this is the most likely region of the crossover, and in this region, 8-inch woofer doesn't have a wide dispersion. It narrows. Also, the bass section, it's just one driver. There is no multiple big drivers like other speakers have. Other speakers have 4 woofers, 3 woofers, 8 woofers, but this one only has one. And it's not a big woofer, it's not 15-inch. And so what could be the advantage here is that such woofer is light. The membrane is light. It's probably around 10 to 15 grams for this high sensitivity. It has to be very light. This means it's quick. It's quicker, it has a better transient response than a big woofer. This is, I think, the part of the reason why they sound so good. Let's find out here what could be the secrets of audio node. So the rather light 8-inch woofer is placed inside of the big cabinet. If I remember correctly, the volume of the cabinet is around, for the top of the range model, is 77 liters, not counting the walls of the cabinet. Is just external dimensions. Mm, okay, these drivers are high sensitivity, but also these speakers are placed in the corners of the room. This helps to achieve higher sensitivity. And also they are made of organic materials, so paper or hemp for the woofer and silk for the tweeter. It's not horn loaded, so any potential colorations are not present here. The crossover parts, of course, this company pays a lot of attention to materials, especially in their amplifiers, but the crossover parts are super good. This is what they take a lot of pride of these things. Yes, there is a crossover, but it is made of the best materials possible. The cabinet also is from birch plywood. The cables are from silver. So they pay attention to what materials they are using, and this is why, in my opinion, you can have a different opinion. Let me know in the comments. But in my opinion, this is why the sound of Audionaut is organic, natural, because they simply use organic materials. Another thing is I want to highlight some other speaker models that are using the similar philosophy, which means small driver, relatively small, 8-inch, placed inside of a big cabinet. Here we have a backloaded horn, which is rather large to achieve low frequency extension. Voxativ, it's a single driver, no crossover, extremely efficient, 110 dB, and as you can see, very big cabinet. Also, the wide and big front baffle helps to achieve a better low end and higher sensitivity. So this is how they are doing this. It's even I said the ratio between the cabinet volume and the driver is even bigger here than for the Audionaut. I would say it would be interesting idea to compare these speakers, Voxativ, with Audionaut amplifiers, and then check how the Audionaut speakers compare to such combination versus Voxativ speakers. I think nobody done this before. That would be interesting if Voxativ plays not as natural as Audionaut speakers using Audionaut amplifiers. If anybody has such idea, please do this and let us know the results. Another brand, Arris, they have a very large cabinet also, backloaded horn, also made of plywood, and yes, it's also 8-inch driver, full range, but they also have here it's used for the bass. Also very high efficiency. So this is a similar idea to place a small woofer in a big cabinet. Okay, let's move to the tweeter. The tweeter, they are using soft dome, soft fabric dome tweeter, but is it really the best type of tweeter? In my opinion, no. It's more complex construction of the driver. It has a coil, it has a surround, and basically it's a dynamic driver with more parts, more moving parts, and this means higher distortion versus, for example, ribbon or planar. The membrane has a higher weight versus AMT, ribbon, planar, or plasma tweeter. It is around 0.2, 0.3 grams, but these other types of tweeters are like a 0.01 of a gram. So the transit response with the soft dome tweeter will be just worse. However, the membrane material is organic. It's not aluminum. It's silk, so it's organic material. So this is the only advantage I can see for the soft dome tweeter is that material of the membrane is more natural, but other than that, it's not as good type of tweeter. However, the overall sound is, as these people who are fans of audio not say, that the overall result is just magical, despite that the AudioNote speakers do not excel in other areas. Like they do not excel in soundstage, they do not excel in maybe the how fast they sound, but or the bass, it's maybe not as super powerful or quick as with other types of speakers, but the overall result is special. It's something different. Okay, that's a maybe more controversial topic, but why AudioNote is using this simple drivers from Twitter drivers? It's in my opinion, it's more of the market, let's say, the looks, the style of the speaker, the design. It just looks more classic. With the soft dome tweeter, the overall speaker looks more classic, conservative, and it's just in line with the brand, which is more old. And here I listed some examples. B&W, it's established in the 60s. They are using only dome tweeters. Wilson Audio, the same. Focal. These types of brands, also Sonus Faber, these types of brands only use dome tweeters. And despite the dome tweeters are not, from the technical point of view, they are not the best, but they are still using them. And here you have some examples of brands that are new, they are more new. Boris and Fisher, Kaiser, Clarisis, Lancia. These brands use AMTs, ribbons, or in case of Lancia's, plasma tweeters. And but these brands are not new. Not old. These are rather new, and the design is different. It's not as classic. Sometimes the design of this speaker is more unique, and maybe that's why it goes better with these more exotic, let's say, tweeters. So this is how I see it. And what would be the conclusion from all of this? So what would be the recipe for the exceptional loudspeaker like AudioNote? I see three areas. Just make a good, big, solid cabinet. The best would be organic material, like plywood, Panzerholz. This is the company Kaiser makes it from Panzerholz. It's just a more heavy type of wood. It's wood, but it's just compressed, and it's very heavy and very expensive. But it's damped very well. Stone, Acora, that's the brand that makes the cabinet out of stone. Slate, Fisher & Fisher makes the cabinets out of slate. So all these types of cabinets are, in my opinion, very good. Some say that the cabinets made of aluminum tend to ring. So this material is not optimal. It has to be organic material. Then the drivers. Obviously, the drivers are super important. And the AudioNote is using organic membranes for the natural tone. Also, the magnets of course are important. Some say that field coil or Alnico magnets are better than other types of magnets. Okay. And the other part of the speaker is a crossover. So the best would be to use no crossover. These are all these single driver constructions. But if you have many drivers, then okay, you can use active crossover, which is the next best solution. And there are fans of active crossovers, and it's perfectly valid from the technical point of view to have active crossover. However, in this case, you have to use multiple amplifiers. And from the marketing point of view, it's not. Some people, some brands, just don't go active because it limits the amount of consumers because they have to use multiple amplifiers. But if you have to have the crossover, just make it with the most high quality parts that you can find, or of course it requires a lot of skills to make such crossovers. So it's not everyone can do it. This is where the Audionaut has the advantage. They have the experience. They have the people to make such crossovers. So this is how I see it. Let me know in the comments what are your opinions about this. I think that the comparison between Voxativ and Audionaut will be really interesting. Or there is also a Polish brand, Cube Audio. They also make single full-length drivers, which are exceptional. And that would be interesting to hook them up to Audionaut amplifier and see what will be the result. Or let's say to Serbian NAT audio. They use very big tubes, military grade tubes, very big. And if someone has such combo, NAT audio from Serbia with Polish Cube Audio single driver speakers, let me know what are your impressions. Okay, that's it for this video.